How is everybody doing today? This is L.A. Kendrick with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare. And no, I'm not on vacation. I'm just sitting by the pool, which I don't ever get into public pools. With that being said, I want to bring a story by you guys that you might not have heard of. It's called The Battle for Los Angeles of 1942. Again, another story. These are not my stories. This is just something that I'm sharing with you guys. You can pick up any article that I speak about on the internet. All right? So do not say, hey, he's just psychotic or crazy. No, man, I'm just giving my fans somewhere to go to express their thoughts, their imagination, things along those lines. And then that way we can Q&A whenever the time arises for us to Q&A. So again, this is raw and unedited, on the spot, on the fly. Just stop, pick one, and go with it. So you might hear some stuff in the background, but again, trying to change the location and give you guys some authenticity. That way we do our thing. With that being said, the party don't start till you walk in. So now that you're here, let's begin. It's called The Mysterious Battle of Los Angeles, 1942. Okay, early in February 1942, the U.S. was in full war mode just months after the Japanese, just 2 months after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. What Japan was capable of doing and how the war would progress was then a huge unknown for most Americans. The country was on edge. On the night of February 23rd, a Japanese submarine conducted what became the only bombing of the continental U.S. when they fired 13 shells from offshore into a oil facility near Santa Barbara. This further stoked fears among Southern Californians of a massive Japanese assault on their coastline. Military intelligence instructed coastal defenses to prepare for an imminent attack. However, at 2 a.m. on the morning of February 25th, 1942, U.S. Army radar reportedly detected an unidentified object or objects about 120 miles off the coast of Los Angeles. The military authorities in the Los Angeles area ordered all air defenses fully manned and air raid alarms and a full blackout initiated across the city. Los Angeles was jolted out of bed by the screaming sirens, but ignoring the blackout rules. Hundreds of thousands of residents snapped on the lights and spilled into the streets, watched searchlights sweeping the sky. Thousands of volunteer air raid wardens grabbed helmets and boots to rush to their stations. At 3 a.m., the unidentified object or objects were reported to be just off the coast of Santa Monica. Anti-aircraft units were given permission to fire on sight. At 3:07 a.m., anti-craft units in Santa Monica reported the sighting of the enemy craft, began firing into the sky. Shortly thereafter, anti-aircraft units across the Los Angeles area joined in the firing into the sky. In addition to sweeping searchlights, orange tracer shells began streaming into the night across the city. And they've got some pictures of the lights probing the sky. Fear and panic quickly spread throughout the city as smoke from exploding shells began collecting in the sky. Civilians and Army gunners both reported sightings of enemy aircraft, falling bombs, and Japanese paratroopers. A report came in claiming that a Japanese aircraft had crashed in Hollywood. Frightened drivers speeding through darkened streets collided with one another, resulting in 3 traffic fatalities. As many as 3 other persons were reported to have died from fatal heart attacks. So this thing was freaking people out. Apparently, it was freaking people out. The barrage of fire over the city continued for more than an hour. When a ceasefire was ordered, anti-aircraft gunners had expended more than 1,400 rounds of ammunition, causing quite a bit of damage to structures on the ground. Many Angelenos believed they were going to see a Japanese invasion force lying offshore when daylight broke. By daylight, however, no Japanese ships lay off the coast, no downed enemy aircraft were found, and no enemy bomb damage was reported. Confused and embarrassed, authorities with no explanation for the morning's events focused instead on arresting 20 Japanese Americans for allegedly trying to signal the mysterious enemy craft. And then they got the article where it says searchlights and anti-guns comb sky during alarm. And they've got the picture of this, what looks like to be a flying saucer or UFO. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lights. 2, 4, 6, 8 lights, and they all got it centered and targeted. Within days, the U.S. Secretary of the Navy, Frank Knox, admitted that the whole incident could have been a mistake. The U.S. Secretary of War, Henry Stimson, however, stated that 15 enemy craft had appeared over Los Angeles. Stims later retreated from that position. As they always do, they get that briefing. So what did military gunners actually shoot at? Explanation for what it spooked gunners ranged from a false alarm to meteorological balloons to UFOs. An official investigation, however, could not clearly determine the exact cause. The incident turned out to be the only serious military action to occur over a continental U.S. metropolitan area during World War II. Many years later, in 1983, the Office of Air Force History, after conducting their own study of the 1942 events, concluded that U.S. military defenses in California were already nervously poised for action, partly due to the attack from the Japanese submarine off the coast of Santa Barbara. The office also noted that meteorological balloons had been released prior to the incident that with attached lights and the silvery color may have been mistaken for aircraft. Right, and that's the end of that article. But what I find funny about that, right, they even made a movie about it, I think back in 2011. And what's funny about it, if you go look at some of the articles like the History Channel, I've seen this story before, the History Channel and things like that. They all specifically say that they specifically say that it was a UFO. Now again, I don't know. These are not my stories. I'm just reporting what I see, but this is one of the images. All right? That's one of the images. And yeah, in the center you can see what they see. So what did they hit? What did they shoot? And there was a lot of people, man, that I heard that actually died from it, and a lot of houses from the mortar shells. When it came back down to earth after not hitting anything, damaged a lot of property. So again, what do you guys think? Would you dare want to be caught out in a situation like this where they're saying that they're UFOs or the Japanese are attacking the United States? And those people that they put a lot of Japanese people in internment camps, and they've been given reparations for those issues and situations that happen. I think they've been paid at least 2 to 3 times to my knowledge. But that's how much panic was involved when, because Japan did the whole Pearl Harbor thing, and they were aiding allies to Hitler and things of that nature. But you guys tell me what you think, man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Right now, my other video that I just did yesterday, it is actually at 44 views, and I commented there. Actually, it's at 45 now. We're going to see, because every time I post a video talking about stuff like this, man, the numbers drop. And without explanation, because again, if these are just videos, I mean, what's the problem? So again, take from this what you will, man. Enjoy the intellectual festivities. You guys, again, just let your imagination run wild, man. Put yourself in a different space and a different time. Don't be so closed-minded about things and situations and issues and topics, man. Be open-minded to everything that's going on out there. We're going to Q&A, like I said, at some point in time. But again, you guys, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And in closing, this has been L.A. Kendrick. Remember, check your home, check your closets, check the dark recesses of your home. And if you happen to work late at night or early into the morning with there's little light and limited visibility, make sure you check your surroundings before you step outside. Check under your car, check inside of your car, because you absolutely do not know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story that I can put into the vault. And until next time, everybody, y'all feeling the rest.